Dyke's backstory. The night before Adana and Kenechukwa's union ceremony, Dyke stalked the battlefield where his father had fallen. The earth still remembered the blood spilled here. He could smell it in the damp soil. "Run faster, little prince." His father's last words echoed in his skull as his fingers traced the jagged scar on his face. At 12 years old, he'd been too slow to dodge the Umuoji warrior's blade. Too weak to save his father, who had shielded him with his own body. 15 years earlier, the Nkwer royal hut reeked of burnt herbs and sweat. Young Dyke knelt beside his father's still warm corpse, the warlord's ceremonial leopard pelt sticky with blood. "This is your doing," his uncle had hissed, yanking him upright by the arm. "Your cowardice killed the king. Now Umuoji demands recompense, a blood oath to prevent all-out war." Dyke's small hands had trembled as they pressed against the cold bronze knife. The cut across his palm burned, but not half as much as the chief's next words. "You will marry the next Umuoji daughter of age. This is your punishment and your purpose." Present day. Dyke spat into the dirt. For 15 years, he'd molded himself into the perfect weapon. Every battle won, every enemy crushed. All for the day he would claim his bride and finally erase the shame of his childhood failure. And now, some hunter had stolen what was rightfully his. The divination stones meant nothing. The ancestors were fools. He turned toward the distant firelight of the Nkwer war camp. If the gods wouldn't enforce the blood oath, he would. Adana startled awake to pounding on her door. Kenechukwu was already armed, his bare chest crisscrossed with old scars visible in the pre-dawn gloom. "They're coming," whispered Ezen, her childhood friend. "Dyke has rallied the northern Nkwer clans. He marches at sunrise." Kenechukwa's jaw tightened as he strapped on his bracers. "How many?" "Enough to drown Umuoji in blood twice over." Adana's fingers found the marriage knife at her waist, the very blade that had mingled her blood with Kenechukwa's. She had escaped one war only to birth another. Then an idea struck her. "Sound the talking drums," she ordered, throwing on her indigo battle wrap. "Call for the Council of Mothers." Kenechukwu caught her arm. "The warrior women haven't been summoned in 3 generations. And Dyke hasn't broken sacred law in 15. She pressed her forehead to his. "This ends today. But not with more corpses." As she strode into the violet dawn, Adana prayed the mothers would remember the girl they'd once trained, and that Dyke would remember the boy he'd been before hatred hardened his heart. The battlefield fell silent when the Council of Mothers appeared. 12 elderly women in white shrouds walked barefoot through the ranks of Nkwer warriors, their staffs clicking against stones. Dyke's warhorse reared as the lead mother stopped before him. "You violate the peace your own father brokered, little leopard." "Stand aside, old woman," he growled. "I claim what was sworn to me." The mother yanked down his leopard pelt, exposing the scar. Gasps rippled through both armies, for carved over the old wound were fresh knife marks. "Self-inflicted. You still punish yourself for his death," the mother murmured. "But Obiora didn't die because you were weak. He died because he loved you more than victory." Dyke's axe trembled. The truth struck deeper than any blade. His father had chosen to save him, just as Adana had chosen Keen. When the first tear fell, the mother pressed a bundle into his hands. His father's rusted bracelet, recovered from the old battlefield. "Break the oath, child. Choose freedom." At the next rainy season, 3 fires burned at the crossroads between tribes. Adana and Kenechukwa's hearth, where their firstborn daughter slept swaddled in Umuoji indigo and Nkwer gold. Dyke's cooking fire, where he roasted yams with the Council of Mothers' youngest apprentice, a sharp-tongued widow who'd thrown a sandal at his head during peace negotiations. And between them, a memorial flame for Obiora, where the leopard pelt finally rested, its bloodstains washed clean by rain.